welcome to the Practice Masterclass presented by Magentis. In today's episode, we're moving away from business structure and process and into the world of marketing, sharing strategies to attract new patients and grow your practice. For this episode, we're joined by Ellie Bakker, founder and CEO at Splice Marketing. Splice Marketing only works with healthcare clients and has supported hundreds of healthcare professionals in building their brand and growing their business. Today, Ellie will share a marketing foundation blueprint for building a strong practice brand. She will discuss ways to leverage different channels and tools and reveal personal tips and tricks to help your practice stand out from the rest. Over to you, Ellie.
Welcome to the Practice Masterclass, the marketing blueprint to really grow a thriving medical practice. Healthcare businesses, just like every other business, need patients to survive and thrive. Patients are the lifeblood of your practice, bringing in revenue so that you can achieve more and grow further. So how do you attract patients and make sure that they're returning for their follow-up appointments? This is the job of marketing. In today's session, we're going to talk all about how to build a compelling personal and professional brand that makes first impressions count. We're going to discuss how earned, owned, and paid media can really amplify your brand. And we're going to talk about how you can use digital marketing strategies to support you with attracting patients, boosting revenue, growing your online profile, and building a thriving practice in the short and long term. By way of introduction, I'm Ellie, the CEO and founder of Splice Marketing. Splice Marketing is a full-service healthcare marketing agency. For years, we've been supporting healthcare businesses from solo professionals all the way through to growing medical practices, medical device, and healthcare organisations. So I've packaged up all of what works really well for medical specialists, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So let me start by asking you a question. How is your practice being perceived? Being perceived by your patients, your colleagues, your referrers, and the industry as a whole. Because first impressions count. Now, when I talk about this, I'm really aligning to your brand. A brand is so much more than a logo. A brand really is about perceptions. The experience that you create, how you make people feel, and the perceptions that people have about your practice. So let's start here. Let's build the fundamentals of your brand, whether that's personal, so you as a healthcare professional promoting yourself, or a professional brand, which is all about your practice and building your practice brand. So we start with your point of difference. What is it that truly makes your practice or you unique? Is it an area of specialty? Is it that you always are using the advanced technology and the latest treatments to offer care to your patients? Really hone in and work out what is your point of difference. And then I want you to talk about this everywhere. It will help you stand out from the crowd and really draw the right people to you. Next, we have your brand promise. What is it that you stand for and that you truly believe as a brand? What is the experience that they can expect when they come in and see you? Make sure that is evident everywhere, from the blog articles and explaining that process through blogs, all the way through to the in-clinic experience. Next, we have clarity of your audience. Now, I know healthcare professionals can help a multitude of patients, and that's amazing. But if you really want to be strategic with your marketing, think of a couple of the patients that really align to your point of difference and your brand promise, and do all your marketing targeted towards them. Write content that appeals to them and talks to them. Create advertising campaigns that speak to them and bring them in for your care. Find the referrals that are also helping those patients. It will really help you narrow in and save a lot of money when you're trying to do your marketing down the track. And the other thing is, even though you are investing in this small group of people, you will still attract a wider range of patients. You'll just be more targeted with how you're doing it. The next step is your visual brand. So this is where your logo comes in, the colors that you're going to use, and how you're representing yourself. Are you a bit more of a fun and playful brand, or are you more of a professional corporate brand? Whichever way you decide, make sure that is obvious across every single touch point of your business. If you're a family-friendly practice, then even make sure that your photos on your website contain a lot of families or that lifestyle. So this is just how you can really develop that cohesive brand. With tone of voice, again, if you're quite fun and engaging in your practice when you're talking to a client or to a patient, make sure that this is reflected through your blog content. You can still be professional, but still let your personality shine through, or the personality of your practice. And then you just want to make sure that every single one of these touch points are consistent. Again, whether it's online, on the phone, or in clinic, if you have a consistent brand, you're going to stand out and you're going to beat the competition every single time. Next, we have amplifying your brand. So you've now got the building blocks of a really strong foundation. So let's amplify that. And we really look at an integrated approach to marketing. The reason we do this is because people are searching at multiple different locations. They could be with their GP asking for feedback or asking who they should see. They could be researching online. So you need to have a presence across multiple different channels. And there's a tool that we use and that is very common in marketing called earned, owned, and paid media. And it just breaks down the different media types that you can amplify your brand across. Owned media is by far the most important channels that you should invest in. You own these, so spend most of your time here making sure they're 100% unique and 100% engaging and bringing the right people in. So owned media include your website, your email, your patient database, your referral database, your reputation, so you can control a lot of what people are saying about you by the way that you show up and the care that you provide, and even your social media channels. You've then got earned media. So this is how other people are talking about you. So what are the media saying? Are they publishing stories about the latest research that you've been a part of? Is local media talking about your new practice opening up? And it can even be speaking invitations within the industry. So I'll talk you through how you can get some of that earned media as we progress through today's session. And then we've got paid media. So this is everything from your Google ads, your social media ads, programmatic advertising, advertorials as well. So whether that's B2B, so you're targeting your referral network, or it could be to your patients, and also paid directories. All right, so let's talk about your greatest digital asset, which is your website. Think of it as your practice online, the receptionist that is going to continuously pull patients in 24/7 for you. So some of the constructs of a high-performing website include a strong design that really matches your brand look and feel. If you have a professional brand, your website should feel professional. If you're all about using the latest innovations in technology, then have that flair come through your website as well. All of these key differences are really going to help you stand out. Make sure that your photos, your doctor's photos, and the bios are listed on the website. This is the most important way to build trust between your online patient audiences and yourself. People want to know who they're seeing and they want to read up about the doctor that they're seeing too. So make sure this is really prominent within your website. Don't just have a pretty website that sits there either. Make sure it really acts as a patient resource hub for you. What I mean by that is post a lot of really educational content on your website. That can be in the form of website pages, frequently asked questions, blog articles, patient flyers that they can download. Be the one that people can go to get the information that they need about any treatment or procedure as it relates to you. So keep publishing that content and keep staying relevant for your patients online. Then we get into the techie stuff. So this is where it's really important to make sure that your website loads really quickly, that your links are clickable. So if someone's trying to call you, they can just click the phone number on your website and give you a call, and all the other elements that make up the techie side of the website. Now you might need to get your IT team involved with this, but it is absolutely worth the investment. And then finally, make it really easy for people to find you. So if you're consulting out of multiple locations, have a location page for each of these areas and make sure the contact details are easily recognizable. So you've got a brilliant website, a really strong brand. Now let's bring patients to you and to your website. One of these strategies is search engine optimization. So this is how you can really attract people to you because you're ranking in a Google search or a Bing search result. And it also helps with competitive advantage. So if you're out ranking, Dr. So-and-so down the road, you're going to get more patients clicking through to your website, learning all about you, and then contacting you. So this is a really important strategy if you want to stand out in the online competitive area. So there are multiple factors that go into SEO. In fact, there's over 200 factors that Google looks at to decide if your website should rank in a Google search result when someone's typing in and searching for your services. I'm not going to go into all of that, but a few strategies that you can really look at is writing that content and really answering all of the questions that your patients have through the content on your website. Now, a really good tool, if you're not sure what content you should be writing, is a tool called Answer the Public, so answerthepublic.com. You can jump on there and you can type in anything. So even if you typed in something like aortic stenosis, it will spit out all of the topics that people are searching for around aortic stenosis. So it's a really good place to just start there and write all the content, upload a blog every couple of weeks or every month if every couple of weeks is too much. And that will really help you rank online and improve your overall authority on Google. And for the rest of it, I would recommend getting a healthcare agency involved just to get all the techie stuff ready for you for the SEO. Social media marketing. So this is a really great way to humanize your brand and connect with your patient audiences or your referral audiences. On social media, the best way to succeed is to really play to the algorithms of each social media channel. So what I mean by that is the algorithms are these bits of code working in the background, again, to decide what content to show and to who. If you have a business profile or a practice profile on social media, say Instagram, for example, make sure that you're constantly posting content on there that is engaging, that is informative, but you've also got to interact with other people's content. You can't just be one-sided. So make sure that you're even looking at the PHN or your local associations or relevant businesses and engaging with their content so you can get more favorites and more people on your side engaging with your content. What type of content to post? Well, all those blog articles that you'll be publishing to your website, take little one-liners from that and share them as social media posts. Definitely go video first. The algorithms are loving video, so the more video you can create, the better. Get an iPhone or lock in a videographer for half day, get tons of content in one bulk sitting, and then just start publishing that, and you'll really see a spike in engagement on social media. Also, the behind the scenes, patients love that, scrubbing in what your practice looks like. For a lot of medical specialists, patients are coming to you in quite an anxious state, so even having a walkthrough from the car park up to the practice is enough to help someone calm their nerves. So this is just some of the ways that you can really play and, be effective on social media. The other area is making sure that you're AHPRA compliant. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about AHPRA compliance because I'm sure that's covered in another session. But again, it comes back to reputation. So just keep on the right side of the law and only publish content that's within the AHPRA guidelines. Email marketing. So email marketing is another channel which is an owned channel. You have complete control over this. It's very cost effective and often underutilized. For your referral audiences as a healthcare professional, it's a really good way to add value and stay in touch with your referral network. So every couple of months or as a new case breaks, you could create a little case study and send that out to your referral networks via email. Really nice touch point, adds a lot of value, you're not asking for anything in exchange. You could also look at doing monthly updates for patients, so talking about, the latest infertility treatments or anything that they might be curious about. Educational content is a really great way to keep engaged with your audience. And you can also use email for pre and post-operative care as well. So we've worked with a lot of surgeons who film a lot of the educational content and drip feed or send that out to their audiences ahead of their appointment so that the patient is well informed and has had a lot of the frequently asked questions already answered before they get into the appointment. So a good time saver and adds a lot of value to your patient audiences. So the key here is segmenting your emails. So what I mean by that is making sure you've got a list for referrers, a list for patients, and then emailing them accordingly. Then we have paid media. So this is the easiest way to get those immediate results, but it does come with an extra cost. So I've listed 3 of the common channels that we use for medical professionals. Google Ads is probably the most predominant one we use. So Google Ads is really effective because it's what we call a high intent channel. People are going to Google to search for cardiologist near me, or fertility specialist in Brisbane, or a gastroenterologist in South Australia. Whatever it might be, they're specifically searching for that because they need to find your services. If you're not ranking organically through SEO, then having a Google ad means you'll pop up for that search term. You capture that person and you take them over to your website. So Google ads are really good for high intent. So when you're doing a Google ads campaign, write down all of the things that a patient would be searching to actually book a consult with you and create ads accordingly. So with Google Ads as well, so you've got the keywords, you've got your creative, but it's really important to then make sure that you're setting your Google Ads up correctly. Now, Google Ads and social media ads have their own rules when it comes to healthcare advertising. So just make sure you're across them before you launch any ad campaigns. It also means spending money and paying either Google or the social media platform to advertise through there. Rule of thumb, we recommend about $1,000 plus a month if you're going to run a really effective Google ad campaign. And I know that might seem quite a lot when I talk about it now, but if you think about how much one patient is worth when they come in for their initial consult and then their follow-up appointments, that $1,000 has a pretty good return on investment if you're bringing in even one or a couple of patients each month. So moving on to Meta. Meta is really good if you want to kind of pattern interrupt. So what I mean by that is people are on social media scrolling through, doing whatever they want to do, whatever time they want to look at social media. So running ads here, pattern interrupts. It puts your ad in front of them. They're not specifically looking, but you're now in front of them. So this is really good if you've got a new practice opening or a new doctor which has a new specialty area. That's a really good way to use Meta to target specific groups or people in specific locations. And then if you're a medical specialist and you really want to get in front of doctors, you can look at LinkedIn advertising or even Australian Doctor Group. They do cost a lot more, but again, it's yielding those referrals and getting that return on investment once you start to invest and build the momentum on these paid channels. And then we have earned media. So not enough healthcare professionals do this enough. Earned media is all about other people talking about you and promoting you. So some of the strategies that you can use to really leverage and gain earned media is by becoming a thought leader. So if you're constantly publishing content to your website that speaks about a particular condition or treatment or to a particular patient, when journalists are searching for someone that knows this information, they will come across your website and they may contact you for an interview. It also means that if you're writing this really great content, you can actually submit that to media and ask them if they're interested in running that story. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but it is worth just reaching out to them and seeing if they'll cover your story. If the big media companies don't cover your story, don't forget about the local media in your area. There are often a lot of local magazines or local news publishing sites that would love to know what's going on in their local area. Invite them out, let them take photos of your practice, and just share your story. It might be that you've hit a milestone of treating 100 patients with aortic stenosis, for example. Or it could be that you've just got a new doctor on board and now you're able to offer more services to the patients. Invite them out and share your story, and share it multiple times every time you achieve something within your practice. You'll get a lot of coverage and you'll get really targeted coverage too because it's in your local area. And then don't forget about local partnerships. So pairing up with other healthcare professionals or running education nights, whether that's for patients or for your doctor network. And even listing on the Primary Health Network and other local directory sites can really help you get that information out there and build a really strong local presence. So how do we bring all of these ideas to life? I wanted to share just a few examples to kind of get you thinking and pulling all of this content together. So if we look at patient education articles, for example, you could produce something that's like what to expect during your first pregnancy consultation. The purpose of this is really to build trust and position yourself as an expert because you're educating patients. You can share this on your blog, which is your owned media. You can share snippets on social media, and you can even email this out to your current patients as well. If we then look at health awareness campaigns, you might look at Heart Health Awareness Month and providing tips on how to actually protect your cardiovascular system. The purpose of this is aligning with your broader audience, all the health initiatives as well, so aligning with the health initiatives, and making sure that you've got that proven commitment to health and well-being. These are great stories for earned media. The media will love these, so just make sure you're pitching this content to them and aligning with the health awareness days. You can even run this through social media, your blog, and your email as well. So this is how you can really leverage one bit of content across multiple channels and really get the most exposure for you and your practice. So your expertise deserves to reach more patients and more referrers. So by building a strong brand and using these marketing strategies, you can ensure that your practice will thrive online, bring in that revenue because you've got a consistent stream of patients coming through the door. Thank you so much, and if you want any more information about marketing, feel free to contact myself and the team at growth@splicemarketing.com.au. Thank you.